everybody, it's Roland Millington with the Lowest Note, and today I received a little mail, and I want to share it with you guys. Well, I mean, I can't necessarily share this with you guys, but I can share it with you guys. Today I received in the mail a set of nickel-wound D'Addario XLs in EXL 170BT. That's a balanced tension, regular light gauge nickel-wound string set from D'Addario, and courtesy of my friend over there, Don Dawson. Thank you very much for sending these to me to try out and do some video work on. They are round wound, they are nickel wound, and they're the balanced tension set. And basically what the balanced tension does is it balances the tension across the strings. And unless you've actually played a balanced tension set of strings, you're really not going to know exactly what to expect. But the playing and the playability of these strings is surprisingly easy because it's consistent across the board. Now, usually the E strings are the tensions are markedly less, and there's been a little bit more emphasis on string development put out there, and some of the higher-end boutique manufacturers have made some pretty nice sets of strings lately, but D'Addario's really brought these to an amazing price point. I mean, these are, I think they retail in some of the big box stores for around 20 bucks. Might be a little bit higher at a mom and pop shop, but always shop your mom and pop shops because more of the money stays in your local community. And but at any rate, if you can find them locally, get them there. Otherwise, big box stores, nothing wrong with that. This particular set is actually it's balanced right around 40 pounds, give or take. The G string is at 42.52, the D string is at 40.86, and the A is at 40.05, and the E string is at 39.45. Now, the interesting thing about this, and it says right in here that this is made with a fine-grained, high-temper, high-carbon steel wire with a hex core that ensures secure bond between core and wrap. D'Addario pioneered that particular way of building their strings, and their packaging is pretty nice. They're pretty minimalistic about their packaging, to be honest with you, and they of course say that that's due to the desire to keep the environment a better place, and always got to put my money with a company that's interested in doing that, to be honest with you. But they also make a fantastic product, and what they also sent along with these, because you'll notice that was a 4-string set, Don sent me some of their nickel-wound XLs in their singles. Now, this is a 125 single and this is a 135 single. And currently on the bass, I have a 135 single because the tension on the 135 is 36.1 pounds. Now, the tension on the 125 is 31.4. So what I'm going to do is play this 135 in a little bit and kind of get used to how it feels and whatnot. And then I'm going to switch out to the 125 and see what kind of differences I'm having to deal with. Now, neither of these are tapered, so both of the ends on these are full wrap all the way to the ball end, so I don't have to deal with any tapered differences or anything like that. I did not set up this bass, so the intonation might be off. I literally just slapped the strings on there, and surprisingly the action and whatnot appears to be pretty close to what it was, so I don't think that the set that were previous on here, which were D'Addarios, and they were older D'Addarios, were that much off in scale, or obviously not off in scale, but off in tensions and gauges from these. Now, like I said, this is a D'Addario nickel wound XLs, and they're in regular light gauge. It's 45 to 107, and that goes 45, 60, 80, 107, and like I said, they're about 20 bucks or so where you can pick them up. The singles are markedly less, obviously. So listen, if you made it through all of that little bit of noodling there and me mucking around on the strings, you'll find that the attack actually seems pretty consistent across the board, and along with a good setup, these strings actually allow you as a player, instead of to subconsciously try to fight your right hand in certain string positions on your bass, you're finding yourself actually much easier to relax your attack with your right hand, and that's going to, of course, allow you to have much more fluid passages. Now, that what I played really wasn't all that fluid, but I'm fairly new to the 5-string bass. I played one about 15, 20 years ago, Tobias Growler, made in the USA Tobias Growler, back when it was Tobias, and it was a phenomenal bass, and it took me a while to get used to it, but once you get used to it, it's a fantastic instrument. And I really am looking forward to putting these balanced tension set of strings on different, seeing if I can pick up some chrome flat wounds with balanced tensions and putting them on my other jazz basses just to see if that affects my playing there. Whatever it is that you're going to do, however it is you like your string attack, as far, or your string height, your playability of your bass, a balanced tension set of strings is, in my opinion, going to help you have a more consistent approach to what you do with your right hand, because the strings are all going to react similarly. Aside from the different diameters, the tensions themselves actually give you the rebound on the string that is consistent, and for me, when I'm playing passages, that definitely helps. Whether you like a heavier gauge string or a lighter gauge string, well, that's up to you, but what I can say is the consistency and tensions are really going to help your right hand attack in your playing. And if you're playing with a pick, you're going to find that that's really important, because rebound control of the string to the pick stroke is very, very important, especially if you're playing metal or you're playing anything where you need a fast, intricate passage, whether it's triplets, quarter notes, eighth notes, sixteenths, whatever it is that you're playing. Anything that you need that has any type of controlled finger style playing to it, you know, anything like that, where you really need to make sure that your rebounds are controlled and that they're there, and it allows you to move up into different positions, and anything that you're going to be playing on the A string here is going to be similar to what you're playing down here as far as how it feels. And that's surprising, because usually Bs are floppy, and I'm pretty sure that that's because this is a 135 and not a 125, and the string tension is a little bit higher, but it's very, very close to everything else that's on this bass currently, because everything's centered right around 40 pounds, and so it's nice to actually have a B that rings consistently to my E, A, D, and G. And it's nice to have an E, A, D, and G that all react consistent. So listen, I'm hoping that helps you, and I'm going to be going back on to the other stuff that I was working on, but I just got these in, and I'll be reporting on them and letting you guys know how the 125 approach works with that, and if I notice that there's a big difference between the 35 and the 25. But balanced strings, in my opinion, yeah, that's kind of the way to go. So hope you guys can take something from that, and that'll maybe help you. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for the other videos, stay low.